today, before I start, I introduce myself first. I'm Aisa Sayari, BS Ed Filipino 1A. Let me start. This is our report in Module 4, Environmental Education and Awareness. Greenhouse Effect, Global Warming and Climate. The term greenhouse effect refers to the presence of gases in the Earth's atmosphere that traps the sun's energy and increases the planet's temperature. As a result, example of greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbon (CFCs), while the greenhouse effect keeps the Earth warm and enough for humans to survive. The majority of scientists link to significant increases of the greenhouse effect to global warming. When you say chlorofluorocarbons means is a gas that was once commonly used in various products such as aerosol, but that is believed to cause damage to the ozone layer in the Earth's atmosphere. This is the greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water before. Let's proceed to global warming. What is global warming? Global warming is the increase of Earth's average surface temperature due to the effect of greenhouse gases such as carbon emissions from burning fossil fuels or from deforestation, which trap heat that would otherwise escape from the Earth. Kapag sinasabi natin global warming o pagbabago o abnormal na pangyayari sa ating paligid at maging sa panahon ay dulot ng global warming. Ang global warming o pag-init ng daigdig ay tumutukoy sa nararanasang pagtaas ng katamtamang temperatura ng himpapawid at mga karagatan sa mundo. This is a type of greenhouse effect. The Philippines is located at the circum-Pacific belt of Ring of Fire. It is always subject to natural calamities like typhoons, tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions, which result in the loss of lives and destruction of properties. Kaya palaging may bagyo, may mga calamities dito sa atin dahil ang Pilipinas ay nakalocate sa Circum-Pacific Belt of Ring of Fire. Kaya lahat ng bagyo ay dadaan muna sa Pilipinas bago dumating sa iba't ibang bansa. Dahil nga ang Pilipinas ay nakalocate siya sa Pacific Belt of Ring of Fire. Dito tayo sa impact on the environment. As greenhouse gases, such as CO2 and methane, are released into the atmosphere as shield forms around our Earth, trapping heat inside of our planet, and therefore creating a general warming effect. One of the most influenced territories of warming has been our oceans. Sinasabi dito, ang methane ay nag-release o bumabalot ng init sa ating atmosphere at nag-release ng init sa ating planeta. Proceed to the climate change. What is climate change? Climate is usually defined as the average weather in place. It includes patterns of temperature, precipitations, rain or snow, humidity, winds, and seasons. Climate patterns play a fundamental role in shaping natural ecosystems in the human economies and cultures that depend on them. But the climate we've come to expect is not what it used to be, because the past is no longer a reliable predictor of the future. Some of short-term climate variation is normal, but longer-term trends now indicate a changing climate. Ang climate change ay ang pagbabago ng klima o panahon dahil sa pagtaas ng mga greenhouse gases na nagpapainit ng mundo. Nagdulot ito ng mga sakuna kagaya ng heatwave, baha at tagtuyot na maaaring magdulot ng pagkasakit o pagkamatay. Kapag tumaas ang temperatura ng mundo, dadami na ang mga sakit kagaya ng dengue, diarrhea, malnutrition at iba pa. Ang climate change ay may dalawang sanhi. Ang una ay natural na pagbabago ng klima na buong mundo. Ito ang mga nagdaang matagal na panahon. Ito ang sama-samang epekto ng enerhiya mula sa araw, sa pag-ikot ng mundo at sa init na nagmumula sa ilalim ng lupa na nagpapataas ng temperatura o init sa hangin na bumabalot sa mundo. Pangalawa, ang mga gawain ng tao na nagbubunga ng pagdami o pagtaas ng carbon dioxide at iba pang greenhouse gases. Ang greenhouse gases ang nagkukulong ng init sa mundo. Ang pagbubunga ng mga sasakyang gumagamit ng gasolina, ang pagpuputol ng mga puno na siya sanang mag-aalis ng carbon dioxide sa hangin at pagkabulok ng mga bagay na organics na nagbubunga ng methane. Isa pang uri ng greenhouse gases ay ilan sa mga dahilan ng climate change. Ano nga ba ang pagkaiba ng global warming at climate change? The difference between global warming and climate change. Global warming refers to the rise in global temperatures due mainly to the increasing of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, while climate change refers to the increasing change in the measure of climate over a long period of time, including precipitation, temperature, and wind pattern. Factors affecting climate. First is distance from the sea continentally. The sea affects the climates of place. Coastal areas are cooler in weather than inland areas. Clouds forms when warm air from inland areas meet cold air from the sea. Subject to a large range of temperature, in the summer, temperatures can be very hot and dry as moisture from the sea evaporates before it reaches the center of the landmass. Sinasabi dito, epekto ng dagat ang klima ng lugar. Ang mga lugar sa baybayin ay mas malamig at sa panahon kaysa sa mga nasa loob ng bansa ay nabubuo ng mga ulap kapag ang mainit na hangin mula sa mga lugar sa loob ay nakakatugon sa malamig na hangin mula sa dagat. Ocean currents. Ocean currents can increase or reduce temperature. The direction of prevailing winds that blow from the sea often brings rain to the coast and dry weather to inland areas. Sinasabi dito na ang hangin na umiihip mula sa dagat ay kadalasang nagdudulot ng ulan sa mga baybayin. The shape of lands known as relief photography. Climate can be affected by mountains. Mountains receive more rainfall than low-lying areas because as air pours over the higher ground, it cools, causing most air to condense and fall out of rainfall. The higher the place is above sea level, the colder it will be. Ecosystem. Change in natural habitats and food supply. Photosynthesis, yearly growth cycle, migration. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. And changing ocean chemistry, acidification, general acidification. Acidification effect on coral reefs, coral bleaching. Let's proceed to terrestrial ecosystem. How is global warming affecting forests? There is no doubt that changing temperature and precipitation patterns will affect forests. On the positive side, climate change in the short term is increasing forest productivity by 10 to 20% and increasing carbon sequestration, but the long-term effects tell another story. Other factors such as pollution, acid rain, forest management, trends in harvesting, fire control, insects, and other pathogens and land use change will interact with climate change, and especially interpreting the actual impact of climate change will be challenging. Distance from the equator. The distance from the equator affects the climate of place. At the poles, energy from the sun reaches the Earth's surface at lower angles and passes through a thicker layer of atmosphere than at the equator. This means the climate is cooler further from the equator. Yung sinasabi dito na mas makapal ang atmosphere kaysa sa equator. Kaya sinasabi dito na ang climate is cooler further from the equator. Number 2 is El Nino phenomenon. El Nino, which affects wind and rainfall pattern, has been blamed for drought and floods in countries around the Pacific Rim. El Nino refers to the irregular warming of surface water in the Pacific. Ang El Nino, ito yung mga kakulangan na, ito yung tagtuyot, yung mga walang tubig, namamatay ang mga pananim, dulot ng El Nino na dahil wala nang ulan na dumarating sa ating mundo. Human influence. Car exhaust the factors above affect the climate. Naturally, however, we cannot forget the influence of humans on our climate. Early in the human history, our effect on climate would have been quite small. Dahil din sa ating mga tao, kaya nagkakaroon ng climate change, sinasabi dito. Dahil sa kagawan natin, dahil sa pollution, dahil saan ba nanggaling ang pollution, di ba, sa tao din, sa mga pabrika, sa mga kotse. And proceed tayo sa solution to global warming. Number 1 is, for case energy efficient cars take the bus instead of driving your car, support logistic efforts to increase the standard for fuel efficiency and vehicles to develop alternative fuels. The Philippines Climate Reform Agenda aims to consolidate climate policy across all levels of governments. The 2009 Climate Change Act called for the lead formation of national framework strategy on climate change, which defines the overall parameters for developing the NCCAP. NCCAP means National Climate Change Action Plan. The National Climate Change Action Plan serves as the lead policy documents guiding the climate agenda all levels of governments from 2011 to 2028. It's divided into 3 6-year phases, which is corresponding to the terms of administration and the PDP. The Climate Change Act and the NCCAP present a clear evolution of priorities from mitigation to adoption. Mitigations involves reduction the magnitude of climate change itself, and as we will see, the final 2 lessons can be subdivided into 2 alternative strategies: emissions reduction, dealing with the problem at its very source, and geoengineering, somehow offsetting the effects of greenhouse gases emission.